Hi, welcome. On this video, I'm going to be, again, continuing my socialization exercise with Maya. Again, Maya's here on a 2-week board and train. She's doing very, very well. And so the focus here, again, having Polly out here as a helper dog, the role of a helper. She's helped many, many, many dogs, which is absolutely fantastic. And so here in this video here, I'm going to bring Maya out here in just a moment. And then in the last video, you'll see me just really kind of sticking to being turned around, taking my time, really making sure Maya is really relaxed, okay? That's the goal, is just, focusing on this as a specific exercise, again, understanding when dogs become reactive to other dogs, they're expressing a level of control. They're anticipating, okay, this is how their control is reaching out, manifesting. It's kind of like the sure thing with dogs. That's what's happening, is a stress load. And so once they gain a level of control in the relationship, okay, this is why you'll see dogs really, hang off certain people, because it's about fulfillment that way, okay? So they see another dog, they'd love to go out if it's a sure thing, say, I go out there and, gain some more fulfillment, but then they become very stressed, okay? Because they're not sure about it, but they're on a bad path anyway. Understand, they're getting a mixed message in the relationship as to who's in control. Dogs are social animals, they're pack animals, so it matters as to how we're connecting that way. So the issue here now is, again, kind of reversing course, okay, because Maya's gained a level of control, and so through an interaction-based approach, that's what changes perceptions of dogs the right way. Again, reconciling the role of influence. So again, when you see me interacting with the leash, okay, you'll see me kind of nudging, because understand I'm proactive. So, and understand I'm dialed in differently. When people watch my videos, oftentimes they go absolutely crazy, right? Because they're thinking different. They're like, why isn't Dale rewarding the dog when the dog is going into a sit position? Because they're focused on responses the wrong way. Okay, they're focused on a position rather than, okay, in terms of being dialed in and engaged properly. Oftentimes, what's happening, it amounts to nothing more than bribery, okay? Because of, again, how you're jumping into a relationship problem. Again, consider the parenting example. Everything will make sense. And besides, understand the dog training world is a complete and utter disaster, okay? I'm just going to put it out there. I put a lot of video content out talking about it. So understand, my goal here is to help individuals. So, if you watch my videos, really, I encourage you to be open-minded, but just consider the parent example. It'll be extremely helpful. And again, this is why I put out videos, every day, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, so that you can see what's happening, okay? Beyond just appearances, just like here in this situation with Polly, in terms of a reactive dog reacting towards other dogs, you're seeing the right way to build the bridges, okay? But again, it's done in a way so that you reduce the level of conflict, being proactive, reconciling the role of influence, so therefore Maya is going to be more agreeable because I'm dialed in at a deeper level, okay? I'm not motivating a dog a certain way, assuming certain things that more often than not just simply aren't true regarding the perceptions of dogs, okay? Understand there's real depth to the system. The system of training is developed on asking core questions many years ago, okay? And putting this idea of what training is under the microscope. So understand, a lot of time went into the system. So there's a lot happening, okay, beyond just what you see. So again, consider, step back, ask some serious questions. But again, so in this video, you're going to see me, again, doing the same type of thing, but understanding that I have no preconceived idea about distance, okay, even if I'm walking a dog, because the focus is on where the mind is traveling versus how far I go, okay? Understand, you can go further, but everything falls to pieces, and you'll never get the relationship fixed, because understanding about how a dog's mind connects all along the way. So here, it's about fading in the right way, and then distance will happen, but the right way, in terms of a really good walk. So here, I'm going to be bringing Maya in just a moment. But it's really important to understand, talk through all this, because like the saying goes, I tell people there's no sense doing something unless you know why you're doing it, okay? It's just so easy to, pull out some treats and drive dogs around, and it can look really good and feel really good to you, but absolutely superficial and no change happening. Okay, you don't want to go there. So here, this is very intentional, making sure dogs' perceptions change the right way. Okay, so here, as I advance, okay, it's making sure Maya, is very relaxed first. So I anticipate on this video, this is the second time doing this, I'll be able to move a little bit. Okay, the idea is to start to move around closer to Polly while continuing to work the same method. Okay, continue to be very proactive in nudging. You see me kind of nudging the leash, taking my time. I'm not moving fast, and I'm just relaxed. Okay, I'm not upset. I'm not mad. This is all about building bridges. Okay, so again, I'm gonna bring Maya out here, and we're gonna start into this once again. Same thing, when I bring dog out, just taking my time. Want to get everything adjusted. So here I have the opportunity to have a little bit of a safe space, as I call it. As soon as I come out, see right away, bringing her around. Just like in my last video, I'm going to put her into a sit. But again, the idea here is, again, working the same interactions. You understand that, Maya knows the intent, okay, because it's about how I'm pushing, okay. Notice I'm not using verbal commands, not yet, okay. They come, but it's about sequencing, okay. So it's understanding about perceptions. As they change the right way, then I can start to verbalize, okay. Very intentional system. If you start to work off commands too soon, you've already signed off on the relationship contract, and it has different meaning as to the intent of what you're trying to do, okay? You have to really think about things. A lot of critical thinking needs to be applied to understand why you do things a certain way. So same thing here. I'm just working her back into the position, but it's not about to sit that way. This is interaction, right? She comes out of it, back in, another moment. Got my moment. I'll consider here in a moment if I'm going to start to move a little bit. But again, I want her to be settled in. And here's the thing, is I have no preconceived idea. If we have to do this again, a couple more times, so be it. Okay, that's just the way it's going to work. But she's going to understand that. Same thing. So here you can hear when a dog comes out of that sit over and over and over again really quickly, that's a sign you shouldn't move yet. Okay, you want them to start to settle up. See her swiveling her head just a little bit. Notice I'm just giving just a little bit of a nudge, just tapping. But notice even as I'm talking, right? I'm focused. Okay, you don't want to lose focus. Always be very focused on what you're doing. Very specific interaction, right beside me, right into the little box, an imaginary box right beside me. Very specific. That's why dogs don't want to be right here, right? They become very disagreeable because they know what you're doing. It's like this shadow of the building coming over them. So same thing, just working her. Tap a little bit. Tap a little bit. So kinetically too, I'm working a little bit off kinetics too. Notice I'll tighten that collar a little bit. Sometimes the tapping isn't going to work. Little Skype call coming in. I'll answer that here after. Got a little music for the video now. So I'm going to start to move here in a moment. Like I said, it's not about being perfect either. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be settled in, but we're going to advance this here a little bit. Same thing. I'm going to start moving a little bit here. Again, I'm still working at an angle. See, I'm still at an angle here. Start moving around some. But be careful, if you move too much, dog will gain a little fulfillment from that too if they think that they're going to get a certain goal at the end. So you want to be very careful with how you move. Notice she's really, see that? She's starting to really kind of say, okay. So I'll switch my angle a little bit. If she starts kicking up a little higher, notice I move more totally opposite again. I'm just nudging just ever so subtly here. Right? Because understand this exercise, this is a big deal for dogs. It's all about control and relationship. So put her into a down. Downs are very helpful, okay, to help to really kind of get the dog's state of mind down. Still got to tap a little bit when they're down there. Comes out of it. Going to reapply it. Helps to get kind of, like I said, de-stress. Sit. Move again. I move. Notice how I'm just kind of cutting angles here a little bit. But again, right here, if she starts to really try to engage at a high level, I'm going to turn around more this way. Same thing, I'm nudging here. Don't get me wrong, there's release points the whole time. So when I'm nudging, this looks tight a lot. A lot of times there's some influence happening there, but it's not what not what it looks like. You have to release the dog. The dog has to have something to work off in terms of once they're agreeable, then influence is released, okay? Because they come into agreement, okay? Same thing here. Move a little bit more this way. Just working this. This is this is a very intentional exercise. You have to just take the time. Put her in another down. Polly's just doing her thing. Sit. Same thing. I'll move here again. Again, just cutting angles here. Right away. So right away, see, as soon as the head swells, you don't wait. Okay? You don't wait. You have to engage very quickly. Okay, it's like you already know what's going to happen. So you're going to be a lot more successful if you're nudging ahead of time here prior to. Don't let the dog get their head turned around, even a little bit. See, I want that little bit of inwardness. Anything, I move here a little bit. Even as I move, notice how I'm controlling how she's trying to invest. Right here. And better to go a little bit more opposite. Turn around, and if you think that could be a problem, then turn totally around. Because here like this, you got to try to turn her head completely around, and it's harder for her to do. I want more control. Again, I'll put her into a down position, but notice how I'm still tapping here. Because even from a down, see, she's still trying to get her head swirled around. Even here, you can tell how a dog is not flattening out, okay? Not something absolutely great, that's something that's just going to happen. Sit. Moving again. To understand, it's all about fulfillment, okay? They want to be able to connect. And they're used to that. This is a control exercise. But who's in control? It's a type of power play. Move her out of the range or back to the starting point. So again, this gives you a good idea how to work this type of exercise. Just it's the same thing all the time, very specific. Notice she's right, trying to come out. Put her into a down here again. Because here's the point of all of it. I don't change. Right? She's the one that has to change. And she starts to understand that because I don't relent. Okay, I'm the same the whole time. I'm doing the same thing all the time. I'm proactive the whole time. That's why dogs will change very, very quickly for certain people because they become the system. This is the thing, is you become a certain way. Think, see right here, see even that she's, I just know exactly how to do it. Trying to come out and put her back down here. So I just want her to relax. Do it again. Sit. And then I do it. You understand? Well, who's in control? So again, she's doing really, really well. This gives you another insight again on